Hey, Shrek here with Shrek Travel. So, you've seen the video on how I set up my camper and tear it down, and I moved it and did rig maintenance. So the camper's all packed up and everything. We're going across the country for a little bit of fun, and we're gonna do some work on the East Coast. Cali is right here. Come on, Cali. Come say hi. All right, she's just enjoying relaxing, walking back there. So the whole plan of this is to show you how I travel, what I do, everything like that. I got the cruise control all set up. I just fueled up. I've been traveling actually already for 1 day now. And just a couple tips, you know. One thing that is a cool tip that I do is my truck does have screen mirroring, and I use Google Maps a lot. Right now I'm actually using the truck GPS. It just seems to be more convenient, and I'll use the port for like the actual outlet inside my truck so I can have a fast charger to charge my phone faster. And now I do want to let you know that I've gone through already some tolls, and the tolls from now to last year have gone up immensely. I was so surprised getting on I-80 leaving Illinois. That used to be like a $15, maybe $17 toll. Now it's $27. So yeah, you gotta be careful with these tolls, and I don't currently have one of the passes so I can drive through and not have to worry about it. I am gonna be getting one that I'll make sure to add some comments on my vlog on how I like that. The most important thing of traveling is to have comfortable clothing. Okay, I wear these shirts that are like the sweat wicking shirts. Comfortable shoes, I like jeans. I have a gallon jug of water next to me, so that way if I get thirsty, and then I've got my 30-ounce Yeti cup that I fill up with coffee just from the camper, and even sometimes at truck stops. I did stop at a plaza and diesel was $3.45. Unfortunately, I am on a toll road for another 247 miles, so I kind of got stuck paying that expensive diesel. Luckily, DEF was the same price, so no big deal there. So I don't recommend everybody do this next tip, but what I'll do is I'll Bluetooth my phone and just have it connected to the truck, and I'll play YouTube videos. Now, I'm not actually watching the videos per se, but I do have the phone adjusted in a spot where I can take a glance here and there if I want to, but I do like having the background noise, and I'll watch other people that have actually travel channels just like mine. I like to support everybody and help everybody out that goes through all this traveling that I do as well. Now, when I'm traveling, I make sure to keep it between 55 and 65. It takes longer to get to my destination. I like to go about 5 to 7 hours a day of driving. Today I might do a little bit more to make my day easier tomorrow. Hopefully tomorrow I'm pulling into the campground that I'm booked at and everything works out good there. I don't know if I'm going to be able to find a place to get lunch or if I'm just going to be making lunch inside the camper. It's about a little after noon, and it is getting time to give Cali a walk, so hopefully along I-80 here we find some place that I can stop that is good and safe, so that way Cali can get some stretching and then I can get some lunch. So here's a little bit of a horror story from this trip. I was going through Chicago. I missed one turn, and the GPS lady decided to send me going all over the place. I ended up in almost, I think, downtown Chicago. It was tight, narrow roads. I did see the Chicago Tribune, if you're familiar with the Chicago area. It was not comfortable. I was able to stay nice and calm. Thank you to all the people in Chicago that stopped and made it easier for me to make my turns. A lot of people were really nice and understanding and actually stopped their vehicles and let me go. So I'm leaving Illinois. I paid that massive toll, and because I didn't plan ahead, I had to go to the bathroom super bad. So after the toll, I saw one spot that looked nice, just enough room for me to pull over. I pulled in there, ran into the camper, used the bathroom, because it was a number 2. And then while I got back in the truck, I see 3 cop cars pull up. I stick my hand out, give them a thumbs up, because they had their lights on, they shut their lights off, they turned their lights off, or on off. It went on for a minute. Then finally they all took off as soon as I turned on a blinker. I didn't want to get a ticket for evading the police because I had to go poop. But it was all good, everything like that. Everything came out good, and the police just took off and went about their business protecting and serving and all that good stuff. Now, I know a lot of people like to wear flip-flops, and I actually remember this from when I was 16 years old. A lot of people will drive wearing flip-flops, and they take off their flip-flops, get comfortable. This can actually be dangerous because those flip-flops could slide around and get stuck under your pedals and cause a nasty accident. I like to travel in tennis shoes. Just get a nice cheap pair of tennis shoes and go down the road. Whatever works best for you, you know, it's fine. If you are gonna wear flip-flops, just be mindful that don't let them slide underneath your pedals. You know, when you take them off, slide them towards the closer part of your seat, so that way you're just being much safer, because I don't want anything bad to happen to you guys. Okay, as you can see, I'm just pulled over on the side of the road here, and the whole reason I'm recording this is one of the best things about having a camper and carrying your whole house behind you is I gotta go to the bathroom, and I couldn't wait for a plaza or anything like that, so I go back here. If I can unlock the dang door right. I go back here, unlock the camper, and I'm going to the bathroom. Okay, all done going to the bathroom, but we can take a quick check and just look around. You can see that the camper got a little messy on our travels here. Did the printer hold up? Oh yeah, printer's there. Air fryer's good. I keep good water for drinking water just in case right there ready. But looks like some of my brackets for my drawers are falling apart. There's Callie's bucket of dog food, but not too bad. And apparently, if you can see that Solo cup, I left that out last night when I went to sleep, and it has sat there the whole time. That might be a good comment on my driving, that that thing stayed all good. So I'm gonna walk through this mess here. Oops. Don't fall on anything, and we'll take a look outside so you can get a good view of how that looks and get back on the road. I'm still looking for a good place for lunch, and it's almost dinner time. It is super windy outside, so I apologize. I don't always do it, but I do recommend always locking your camper whenever you're traveling. It's just a safe than sorry thing, but as you can see here, I'm just on the side of the road on I-80. All right, let's get back to driving. Okay, again, a windy day. I had to put on the mask to go inside. I'm about to pump diesel, and it is one of the truck stops that I've never been to this one before, but it had the cheapest diesel along I-80. So I had to go inside and prepay my fuel. Now I gotta move my truck though, because the hose is not long enough and I didn't park good enough. So hold on a second. Let's try this again. So they actually held my card for me, so I'm not prepaying. You can see I put on gloves when I pump diesel. And if for any reason that I'm not wearing gloves, I immediately make sure I go in and wash my hands right away. That is super important to do with any kind of diesel byproduct or diesel product or any kind of fuel really. Also, you can actually give yourself a skin irritation and it will sink into your pores. I had it happen to me years ago, and what will end up happening is your skin's gonna blow up like a big marshmallow. Now the problem I have with getting these gloves, if you're a guy like me, excuse me, is they're usually really tight. This is large and it fits okay, but for me, if I get the extra larges, they work a lot better. And actually, I'm gonna show you guys this place. It's called a Fuel Mart. And I wanted to show you quickly inside because it's a really cool place to get fuel. There's a lot of room, and you know, you can get snacks, all kinds of junk, whatever you need. But there's tons of room, as you can see here, to fuel up. So we'll check that out here in a second as soon as I'm done getting fuel. The fuel price was 14 gallons, or 14.3 gallons, $42.60. Now that's $2.97 a gallon of diesel. And along my trip this time, I've seen, and I didn't have to pay for it, thank God, but $3.45 a gallon for diesel. Prices are getting ridiculous, and we're about to go inside. That's why I have the mask on. So you can now hear me pretty good, and we're just gonna take a quick look around this place called the Fuel Market, and it's off the I-80 in Toledo, Ohio. Okay, so next I'm gonna be looking for something to eat. The one awesome thing about going inside there is I always ask lots of questions, and there is an iron skillet in the area. I don't know if you've ever been to an iron skillet. A buddy of mine took me there, years ago for the first time. He's a truck driver, so he knows about having that big belly and all that stuff, but it is awesome. So we're gonna go there. Okay, making my way to the iron skillet. This is actually a really great place to stop if you need fuel, food. There's a McDonald's here, a Pilot. The place we were just at, there's a TA. I went to the Fuel Mart because it was 20 cents cheaper a gallon, and I'm not a huge semi truck, and they still had nice lanes to get fuel. I'm waiting on a red light, so we're sitting here at traffic. I'll show you real quick. But you know, sometimes it gets really boring when you're doing these trips, especially for me, because my co-pilot is Cali, who sits in the back and looks out the windows. But awesome dog, not the best conversationalist. So I have a bunch of friends that are semi-truck drivers, and I just spent a couple hours actually on the phone with my buddy, talking to him, his fiance, some buddies of his. And I think at one point in time on merged calls, they had 7 people all merged in together, and we just talk smack to each other, have fun, talk about politics, weather, whatever. We try to avoid politics. Nobody likes talking about that stuff. Everybody's sick of it right now. All right, onto the iron skillet though. I'm starving. I've been wanting to eat something good since noon. And everything I saw at all the plazas was like Burger King, Starbucks, Sbarro's. I just wasn't in the mood for that. It's not too often that I go to a sit-down restaurant, and here in Ohio, you can actually sit down at a restaurant, so I'm really looking forward to this. It must be because I'm really hungry, but I just missed the exit for Iron Skillet. So now I gotta circle all the way around, so it'll be another minute. Okay, so we're gonna be pulling into Iron Skillet here. It is notoriously known
left, then turn right.
for being very trucker friendly. And oh my gosh, I am just, my mouth's salivating just for how hungry I am. And of course, I have no idea where to pull in.
Take the next left, then turn right.
The nice thing about when you drive a truck is, I don't think you're supposed to do it, but you can kind of park where cars park. You can go where semi-trucks go. As long as you have enough room to maneuver, you're okay. But here's the restaurant. And this one is a part of a Petro. I don't know if they're always attached to Petros or whatnot. I just know that the food is amazing, and I'm really looking forward to this. So I'm going to actually just, if you can see out the window good, there's a nice big spot where nobody's parked right here. I'm gonna pull in and take this spot right here. And then we're gonna get Cali outside so she can take a potty break too. Okay, so again, it's a little windy. We're gonna let Cali out. Come on, Cali. And we're gonna find a spot where she can go potty over here. Now, I didn't see an area posted, but a lot of these truck stops will have spots specifically for your dog to use the bathroom. I keep on my door, the little pockets there, I keep all kinds of poop bags, so that way if Callie does make a bad dookie somewhere, we can get that cleaned up and not leave our dog fecal matter behind. But you can see she's enjoying the nice weather and all this beautiful green grass I got. I really hope that it is not all pandemically crazy. This restaurant is amazing. I've got my mask on, I'm ready to go. I will hit up the bathroom and wash my hands before I eat. And please remember to do that when you're driving across the country. You know, without the pandemic and everything, or regardless of the pandemic, you know, it's just smart. Made sure to wash my hands, and the Iron Skillet does not have a buffet, but I'm still gonna go check it out. So I decided to go with the chicken fried steak. I asked the server, she said it's a very popular one. Another popular one is the 1 pound steer burger, which looks huge, and then I'm gonna be falling asleep in the back of the camper afterwards. And then of course she also recommended the ribeye and the chicken parm. So all really good food. One of my favorite things about stopping off at the Iron Skillet is you can get in and out of there really fast. The food is amazing. I think I devoured that fast, and just look at how nice this place is. Just a wonderful, good place to eat when you're on the road. It is the kind of meal that's gonna stick to your gut though, so if you're trying to be healthy, yeah, you might wanna go check out somewhere else. And then I did see at petroironskillet.com, you can actually now order ahead. So if you're a person that plans your itinerary ahead, knows when you're gonna be there, or if you have a co-pilot, unlike mine that has opposable thumbs, you could actually get your food, be ready right when you get there. All right, now I think I'm gonna take a walk for a minute, stretch out my legs, and then we're gonna hit the road. I'm only gonna take probably about 2 minutes just to stretch out. My waitress gave me some really good information about the Iron Skillet that I didn't know about. Apparently about a month ago, from the making of this video, they got rid of the buffet at the Iron Skillet that I just was at nearby Toledo in Ohio. Because of the pandemic, because the state is not gonna allow buffets again. I don't know what states are doing that, but that was the thing that I loved about Iron Skillet, was going in for their buffets. And honestly, I really do miss eating at a buffet. You know, it's something just wonderful. You eat a lot, good, everything, and it was still really good, don't get me wrong. But now we're back on the road, and yeah, that's the way it goes when you travel days. I haven't decided yet what I'm gonna do about tonight, because you know, when you're on your travel days, I've got about 500 miles left to get to the campground that I plan on staying at, but I'm not gonna do it all obviously in one little jaunt. Now it's after dinner, everything like that. I might find a campground in the next hour or two. I don't want to have 8 hours of driving tomorrow. I would like to have about 5, 4, somewhere around there. I'll probably just drive. I might get a campground. That way I've got showers and everything like that inside the camper. Normally, if it's not a big deal, I can just use my pump. But unfortunately, my pump broke, so we'll be getting a video on how to fix that soon. One thing I've done in the past is I used to have a Planet Fitness membership before the pandemic, and I actually let it just cancel out and everything, and they were really cool about it. But Planet Fitness was a super awesome way where while I traveled, I didn't have to worry about water in the camper or anything. I just went to a Planet Fitness, pulled into one of their big parking lots, parked, went in there, showered, got a workout even, which I love doing, and then I would continue my trip, maybe get a meal or something and sit in the camper and eat. I've done that at quite a few places where I'll get something to go and just sit in the camper and eat. And Callie really enjoyed her break, and she got something to eat at Iron Skillet. That poor girl, she's just stretched all over the place. Just, that dog enjoys life. So I have talked about these on my vlog before, and I'm off I-80 right now, and I just stopped at a Travel Plaza. I can't even talk apparently, but I'll show you where the meter is, or where you pay for it. But here you can park, and let's see if I can get a good view of this right here. You go here, it says parking permit required. Okay, note to self, before you park your camper in one of these plaza areas, go and make sure you can open up this thing here. And now I'm going to show you, it's got all of your power hookups, 30 and 50 and even 110s. I'm going to go ahead and put that down. Now, if you can see here, you do have to back up into it. A little bit of bummer about this one, the one that I pulled into, it was just pull through parking, and then so it's just easy to pull in, pull out, everything like that. But you can see the whole area here in the background. And actually, no, this one does have a sign saying that nothing bigger than 40 feet. It's got an RV dump station right here. There's non-potable water. Over here, it's got a thing for drinking water right there. You can see Callie's already enjoying it here. And then here's the thing where you pay. Let's get a good look at that. It says right here, exact change only, $20. And it looks like it only takes cash. And welcome to the Vermilion Valley Plaza. A parking permit is required. Use of the RV parking area. The permit is valid for one overnight stay. Display ticket on the driver's side dashboard. Please enjoy your stay at the Vermilion Valley Service Plaza. RV lot rules and information are available at the information desk inside the service plaza. But you know, when you're traveling and you don't have to get off the beaten road or anything, talk about just an amazing, wonderful way. Look, Callie, she loves it. She's over there playing, just having a good old time, hopefully going potty. But we'll get one more good look at this area. Now, of course, I'm parked sideways, taking up a bunch of spots. I don't plan on actually staying here tonight, but I'm really happy to know that they have it along I-80 now, because I didn't know that they had it on I-80. I found it in another toll area or toll road in Ohio, and I wasn't even sure if I was in Ohio because I just forget things. And then this one's got the nice service plaza that everybody's used to. So yeah, I'm gonna go check this out, get a bite to eat maybe, or some snacks. Definitely gonna get water. And my buddy gave me a good tip. If you have air-conditioned seats, and if you don't have somebody sitting in that seat, of course, stick your case of water there, turn the air-conditioned seats on, keeps your water cold apparently. Just a cool tip. Also, you could just use a cooler. So most of these plazas look the same. This one does have outside seating. It does have this big sign up for masks and no pets, of course, inside. But as long as there's no music playing, which I don't think I hear any. Yep, there we go. We can show you just how a plaza looks inside here. This one's got Panera Bread, Burger King, Meatball Obsession, Popeyes, and Auntie Anne's. So lots of selections, a lot of safe pandemic seating and everything. So we'll get back on the road once I get some good fatty cakes in me. I don't know how you tell in Ohio which travel plaza has the RV setup and which ones don't, but I went down the road and just kept on going till I was tired. I found one, hooked up. Now the one thing I did notice that's different about this one compared to the other one that I was at earlier is this one only has 110 plugs. It might just be the one that I decided to hook up to. In the morning when there's daylight, I'll go check it out. But I couldn't park the way that there's a guy over here, if you can see him behind me here. He parked the way you're supposed to, but his camper's a lot smaller than mine. So I went all the way to the end and took up spots that aren't actually spots, but being that it's late at night now and there's one other camper, I felt safe doing that. There is a sign saying that for winter the water and dump is shut off, but for 20 bucks I get full power and everything. I really like that. I'll see y'all in the morning. Okay, so now it's a new travel day morning, ready to get going, and you can see now how this area is. And I did get told by inside the information center that this is the last travel plaza with the RV accessories heading east. So this is what you'd be looking at, and they have approximately 5 of them along I-80. He didn't know about anywhere else in the state, but we're gonna get going. I got some coffee done, everything. You didn't want to see that this morning, but let's get on the road. So from one end of Ohio to the other, now because I did stop at the Iron Skillet, so that broke up the receipts there a little bit. Maybe I'll post a little thing saying the exact price that it cost me to travel, but I-80 was right around, I would say, $32. I think it was like $5 or $7 earlier. Might have even been more. No, I think it was just $5 or $7 when I stopped at Iron Skillet, and then this one was $25. And we're crossing over some sort of river right here. I have no idea, I missed the sign. And we should be into PA here soon. Just for good safe practices, make sure you're staying in the right lane 90% of your travel. And then don't forget, your camper tires are only rated for 65 miles an hour. I don't know of any camper that has tires rated for more than that. So please be cautious, stay inside that right lane. If you do see an emergency vehicle up ahead with its lights on, make sure that you go over that left lane. You know, they say slow down or move over. In most states, you see the signs everywhere. But just remember to be safe. You know, you saw I just woke up not long ago, got my coffee. Barely got too much dent into that coffee cup yet, but I'm much more awake now. And before I did leave, I made sure to do a good 360 walk around the camper, make sure everything was still good. You know, go through my little checklist that I have in my head. I know a lot of people use an app or something of that nature, or just maybe a notepad, so they don't miss anything. I do it in my head. I've been doing this a long time. I do like the idea of using a pen and paper or a checklist though a lot. I just forget all the time, but I do remember my list to check everything. And when I do stop, I haven't shown you this, but I do put a pressure gauge on all my tires. I make sure my truck tires are good, even though it has built-in TPMS sensors. I want to be very thorough. I also slow down. If it says 50 in a construction area, I'll go 45. Just gives me a little bit more reaction time. You don't know if they have an open hole or what situation you could run into where that little bit more reaction time comes in handy. For how I have my truck set up and my camera set up for my recording, it would be hard to show you how my truck is set up right now. Maybe I'll do it a little bit later, but it's a pretty big chaotic mess. My receipts that I save for all of my tolls that I pay, I keep in my visor up here. But, you know, everybody has that bin, or most people have a bin right between the passenger and driver's seat, and it has this hole where you can just pile up stuff. I've never been able to organize it real well. It is just a pile of stuff. My phone is there, all kinds of stuff is there. If you got a way to organize it, great. I don't, but I have had it somewhat organized in the past. Send me pictures if you can, how you organize your messy bin inside your truck, and then whatever you use in your truck to make your trip real convenient. And then I'll make sure to add it to one of my vlogs or a video like this, so that way we can all collaborate and learn more. One of the most important things I've learned in the years that I've lived in my camper is you're never done learning. You can't be that person that says, oh, I know what I need to know. I know my camper. I know this. Because you're always going to learn something new that works out even better than what you did before. I just stopped at a rest area, and the whole reason I stopped here at a rest area is so that way you can see why I don't stop at rest areas for sleeping, bathroom, whatever it is. You could tell it's real noisy. A lot of these truck drivers will run their semi trucks all night so that way they have heating, air conditioning, whatever they need. And now you can hear the highway now in the background. So I'm gonna go somewhere where you can hear me better. A little less noisy there. It's a nice rest area, and it's got a nice picnic area. It's got a pet area, so I can give Cali a walk. The pet area is actually back over there, if you can see it. And you know, I usually don't even bother using the facilities because I've got my own inside the camper, so why bother? And especially when everybody was worried the most during the pandemic, it was nice that I had my own bathroom, my own everything that traveled with me, and I didn't have to worry about social distancing as much. So I'm gonna do a quick show you the rest area real quick, just for some of our foreign viewers that aren't inside the United States or haven't been inside the United States, so they can see what we have here in America that is super cool. There's just so many things that I never would think that they wouldn't have seen. And I was talking to some friends of mine, Vito and Lena made the joke that the first time she had been in a men's bathroom, was watching one of my videos. You know, a lot of these places have an entryway that you go into and everything. You can see they got more nice picnic tables, and my glasses are fogging up on me because of the mask. And I actually like this mask. It was given to me by Serif's Aircraft Design. It's real comfortable, where it doesn't stretch out my ears and make me look like Dumbo. So I'm gonna find the entrance as soon as my glasses stop fogging up. I'm gonna go actually into one of the bathrooms with you guys. Sorry, my glasses are fogging up. But you can see in this entry area, there is a men's and a women's bathroom. There was a water fountain that obviously you can't use right now. But then it's got your quick snacks, vending machine, everything like that. If I can see good enough, I can tell if that's a coffee machine or not, but it looks like it's out of order. But just so you can get your quick stuff or anything like that. Again, I prefer to use the camper, not having to rely on anything, not having to put on my mask and all that kind of stuff. I have not seen one of these in forever. For my younger viewers, this is called a payphone, and it used to take 50 cents to use. It does say it's out of order, but comment, please, on the video. When is the last time you saw a payphone anywhere? I ended up talking to the staff at the rest area, and this one lady was training in someone that just got hired, and she told me that he was 87 years old. That's a little late in the game to be starting a new career working at public rest areas, in my opinion. But I'm sure it's just that he's bored and wants something to do. And hey, at 87 years old, he was hustling to get a good job done. I love using the truck lanes for semi-trucks so I can pull up and get fuel nice and easy. Unfortunately, I wasn't paying good enough attention. This tends to happen sometimes, where you have to go to a place that's not designed to have such a big trailer behind you. So you can see right here, I'm gonna show you the crazy way I had to park. Now I've got this huge distance between my truck and the pump there, and now I'm blocking part of the way for regular vehicles to get through, which they're able to get around if they proceed cautiously. But you can see there's a semi truck here, which I'm going to try to stay away from because it's loud and on. But you know, some of these gas stations aren't perfectly designed, and I'm going to have to maneuver myself very carefully when I leave here. So always try to plan ahead, sometimes using apps, and unfortunately to save another 10 cents, I would have had to go another 70 miles. And if I would have pre-planned at about a quarter of a tank, I could have saved myself $1 maybe. But every penny does count when you're traveling and living life on the road. So just make sure you know what you're getting yourself into always when you have to stop and get fuel. While I was showing the sheets, the bearded rabbit gave a shout out to me, and here we are with Clarissa and the bearded rabbit.
What's up, guys?
Hi.
So they're gonna subscribe to the channel and check out the videos we got going on. So I'm gonna finish up getting fuel and we'll go check out their channel too. Well, that was cool to meet the bearded rabbit. I'm always happy to meet another fellow YouTuber. I just wanted to point out one thing, that 25 gallons of diesel was $85. Ouch, these gas prices are horrible. Now another cool thing I want to show you, depending on what truck you have, my truck came with a little plastic cap and I replaced it with this one, which is a nice aluminum it's got a little gasket here on the side. But my favorite thing about it is you take it off and I can set it right on there because it's magnetized. Makes life a lot easier and I don't end up with this being open while I drive down the road. We've all done it, don't even deny it. Okay, seatbelt on. And we're trying to get out of here. Gonna make a swing to the right there. Now making one to the left. The big thing you gotta be careful with, and you can't see it unfortunately, but you want lots of mirrors whenever you're towing your camper. So if you have a half-ton truck, it can be a little bit more difficult to pull an ultralight that's 30 feet long. Boy, some people just swing around and don't see your huge load that you've got behind you. But wide turns and good mirrors are your best friend when you are hauling a camper. Right now I'm getting around this U-Haul, if you can see. And I cleared that good. And now we're gonna get back onto the road here, and then we'll get back onto the interstate and keep on rolling. Okay, I was only at half a tank, but I saw cheaper diesel along my drive, so whenever you see diesel, gas, whatever you have that runs your vehicle, if it's propane even, stop and get it. Too many people think that they just don't need fuel. Why stop? If you're at half a tank, stop and get it. That's how I ended up in that mess where I ended up paying a lot more. I'm cruising about 60 miles an hour, and that little teardrop camper just up ahead passed me, and they got to be going closer to 70 when they passed. Then I would say going down this hill now, they're getting closer to 75 miles an hour. They're towing it with a Jeep Wrangler, I think it would be. But I just want to let you know that even if you have a small little teardrop camper like that, it looks really nice, it's holding the road good, but still remember, those tires are not rated for anything over 65 miles an hour. You're going to see people with fifth wheels passing you 75, 80 miles an hour. Please be safe. Make sure you're doing the right thing, because that's the only thing you can control on your safety. So I finally got to the campground and I'm getting set up and everything, and you always want to remember to eat something and make sure you're in a good frame of mind when you are setting up your camper. So I wasn't paying attention, the sun blinded me in the eyes. What did I do? I backed my truck right into a tree and left a pretty mark on the bumper. Then, to make matters worse, because I'm just rushing to try to get the camper set up because I'm hungry and I've been driving all day, then I connect the water, and I always say do 360 walkarounds all the time, everything. I should have followed my own advice. The sink was on and pointed towards the middle. Luckily no damage is out of that. A little bit of water just on the ground that I gotta mop up. But yeah, that kind of did suck. I'm Shrek. This has been my couple days of traveling. I hope you learned something from it. I don't always do the right things. don't always do the best things, but hey, if you can learn from it, that's great. I'm Shrek, and happy camping, everybody.